Differentiating your writing lessons can be really tricky, especially if you're a new teacher. I know for me, when I started teaching writing, my district used a completely different curriculum than they use now. And sometimes the curriculums that we're given don't always walk you through everything. Luckily for me, right now, the one that we're using does kind of just, I always jokingly say idiot proof it for you because it really does walk you through everything you need to do. But at the end of the day, differentiating your writing lessons can be really tricky, especially if you have a full class of learners. And since I've moved on to a higher grade, I've noticed discrepancies between what my students are capable of and what they're willing to work on in a whole group setting. So in today's video, I'm going to help you learn how to differentiate your writing lessons so that you can meet all of your learners' needs. My first tip is going to be, like I said in the last week's video that I talked about how to make writing more fun, basically is to teach in a small group setting during daily 5, if that's when your literacy block is combined, or you can have a full writing block and you can do a daily 5 type setting where you're also having small groups. Maybe you teach the entire tier 1 lesson to everybody, and then you have groups that meet individually, because I'm guessing if your students are average learners like everybody's are, then there's going to be some at different levels. So you just really have to consider what's going to work best for each individual group. I like to pull in small groups because my students seem to be a lot more comfortable and feel more safe sharing in a smaller group and getting the help they really need, instead of feeling that embarrassment in a whole group setting where somebody might be a lot higher than them and then they feel really bad about themselves. So that's my first tip on differentiating, is consider pulling small groups so that you can really meet their needs and see where they are. And I'm guaranteeing that you probably have a variety of learners in your classroom. If you're just like me, all kids have a lot of similarities. So classrooms are not that different across the country. Okay, next. We talked about teaching in a small group, but I would also recommend working on one skill the whole week that you can build upon. When we overwhelm our students with all the things that we think they need to learn every single week, we can really stress them out. And so trying to piece together one skill a week to really build on over the year's time has been really successful for my students. And then they're able to really take that skill out of context and apply it into other settings, which I think is what the whole point of teaching is that they can apply it to other things, especially in writing. And my last tip for you to how to differentiate is by giving student choice. That is why I love the Daily 5, and you know I have a whole playlist on that, so go back and watch those videos if you've missed any of them. But what I'm going to tell you is the tip I gave last week as well. You can Google writing, well, not writing prompts, but you can Google holidays for every day of the year. And there is a website, I have it right here, called nationaltoday.com. And you can go there and find different ideas for writing prompts. So let's say it's one of the days was like National Flower Day. You could have a prompt like, tell me about your favorite flower, blah, 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 blah. Make it a little bit more better than that. But having the students talk about that, they could research a flower, they could talk about how to grow it, whatever it is that they're interested in, they will find in the 3 topics you likely will want to give them after you see my example. They will want to talk about at least one of them. Make it fun for them so that they can feel creative and successful in that setting. That is the best tip I guess I could give you, is to have them feeling successful by doing creative writing, giving them choice. I've been doing this for a while, and I've seen the most success during my Daily 5 work on writing station when my students feel like they have a choice and they actually look forward to Fridays, because that's when I have them show me their writer's notebook and we go through it together. They look forward to me reading it. They're like, oh, I can't wait for you to read this one story. I'm so excited to show you. That is such a great feeling, because we have so many reluctant writers, especially after having a few years of online learning and losing some of those skills through the pipeline. So I highly recommend, if you want to make your own creative writing prompts, to just go to that website I mentioned. I'll leave it in the description box below. You can make your own. Or there's other sellers, like I mentioned before on my other video, that sell the same thing in their TPT store. And I have it done as well, because I started making them for my own class and realized that it could also help other teachers. I hope you found this video helpful. Let me know in the comments below, what's the hardest part about teaching writing for you? I want to see what we have in common and what the same struggles are, and share this video with a friend if you know teaching writing. This video could help them in some way or another. I'll see you next time.